Hi there guys, it's me again, Ryan JC, and today what I'm going to be talking about is how to not only interpret your dreams, dissect your dreams, and understand your dreams and its relationships to your waking life, and how you can actually control your dreams from the now, being awake now, and then controlling your dreams, set up a probable future, which means you'll literally go to sleep and prepare for tomorrow. Dream interpretation, actually, how you can figure out what your dreams actually mean and their involvement with your day and their life, along with how your subconscious mind, or at least how people around you, the environments that you're placed in, the conversations that you have, even the things that you see on TV can influence your subconscious into manifesting a dream, which you may wake up from feeling confused, completely mind-boggled, because you can't understand quite how to interpret your dreams. Well, throughout the rest of this video, that's exactly what I'm going to be talking about. I'm not only going to teach you guys throughout the rest of this video how to interpret your dreams and understand it better, but also how to understand yourself better. Now, before you guys think that sounds kind of boring, let me just invite you when it comes to getting you guys to get encouraged to know yourselves better, because it deals with lucid dreaming. That thing some people can do, where they enter a state of consciousness where they can control their environment within their dreams and their experiences that they're experiencing within their dreams. Now, I had a dream not too long ago. Okay, not too long ago at all. This was very, very recent. Now, in the dream, my subconscious mind taught me something. It made me self-aware of something that I was going to get into within 3D. Now, a lot of people out there who may not understand how dreams work may have these dreams, come back, see their reality change or shift or behave in a certain way that plays out very similar to their dream that they had the night before. And if a person doesn't understand how their dreams are pieced together, then they can often misperceive this as a vision from the universe. So this is how it goes, okay? I was in my bed the morning after I had this dream, and I was reminiscing over what happened within the dream. And it took me by surprise as I started to delve into the dream, as I started to tear it apart and piece it together, how easy it was for me to interpret and figure out where it was that these parts of the puzzle, parts of the dream came from, where I manifested it from, where I built it up throughout my entire day or weeks before the dream even occurred. And the funny thing is about 2 days after the dream, something happened, which was because of the dream. It was kind of like a warning. So I'm outside, and I'm a child. I'm little Ryan with dreadlocks. You know, I'm very young at that age. I'm very, I guess you can say, my surroundings, the people around me in my life at the time, put me in a certain mindset. And that was the same mindset I was in within this dream. Only I was consciously aware of what was going on. You know, this was one level of awareness, one level of lucidity. And yet I played along with the dream because I was curious as to what it was that I was going to learn from it, what it was that I was going to figure out what was going to happen within my future, how it was that my mind was influencing my external reality. And I studied that by studying my subconscious mind within the dream. That's one benefit of being lucid. Okay, now I'm a little child in this dream. I'm my younger self, and I'm going to get into that later on as to why it is that this is all happening. Right now I'm going to tell you the dream, and then later I'll decode it, interpret it, and hopefully you guys will understand how it is that you guys can actually do this also, especially after the dream, when it comes to the next morning, when you're remembering your dream. Now, dream interpretation pretty much goes like this. I was in my back garden. I was a little Ryan. I had dreadlocks, you know, and I ran to the back of my garden only to see this old tree. The trees, it's where I had most of my joy as a child. Me and my older brother would climb the tree. Sometimes it breaks, sometimes we'll end up in my next door neighbor's garden because of it. And there was an apple. These apples were slightly green, but they were made out of gold. It was like they were made out of gold, but they shimmered with a green tinge. And as the sunlight hit the apple, I picked it. And as I bit into it, I became lucid within the dream. To the point where I could literally taste the apple juice. And it was like I was becoming aware, or becoming more knowledgeable of what was going on around me. And as I looked to my left, I noticed this guy, this old guy. He was very wise, you know, representing that whole wise kind of mentality kind of gig, right? And he looks at me and he says, be wary of when you're distracted with the knowledge that came from the apple. Because if you're not careful, then the spiders will creep up on you and they will end you. Okay, and as he's saying that, I turned the apple towards me, only to see this ugly big ass spider on the side. You know, and then I looked and I second gazed the tree, only to refocus my vision to see that there were these spiders that had taken the form, they were blended in with the tree like some sort of camouflage, and they were staring at me, slowly creeping up on me, waiting for me to become so distracted with what it was that I was doing, so into whatever it was that I was doing, dealing with knowledge, that I would, instead of blocking them and just dealing with my stuff, dealing with the focus, I would get so into what they were saying that it would block me from being, or channeling correct information, channeling within my joy. So, what does this mean, and why didn't I get bitten? I didn't get bitten in this dream. I became incredibly lucid, and then I woke up, and then I interpreted it. This is my dream interpretation right now, okay? Like I said, when you're younger, your external reality tends to change and alter the way that you're thinking. It puts you in a certain mindset, and this mindset will reflect your inner reality. The reason why I'm saying that is because in the now, when I was going through a time where I was looking at my comments, and I was so into and focused within my projects, within my videos with you guys, that I was too involved within the comments on certain videos. So once my videos get past 1,000 views within my videos, I then start to attract people who may be negative towards my videos. And because I was so involved with communicating with everyone, I wanted to just chat to everyone. I wanted to dive straight in, know everyone that I could, and just talk a lot of stuff with a lot of people and help a lot of people out with astral projection. So I started delving deep within the comments. And that was the mistake. I got too involved with people who just wasn't interested. They were just trolls trying to take my energy, trying to end what I was doing, trying to feed me with all these negative thoughts that what I was doing was false. And it started to frustrate me. It started to annoy me, and productivity went down. I started to make less videos. Not only that, but when I'm not making videos, I'm out doing my meditations, I'm learning new things to be put in videos. I'm always focusing on the next thing that I'm going to do, but that completely stopped as well. And it felt as if it felt as if I was running on like perfect astroturf, like towards my goals, easy. And then all of a sudden I just walked into like peat or sinking sand, and everything just slowed down. And I realized this the days before the dream. I wasn't paying much attention to it, and that's what suppressed all of these thought forms. And at the back of my head, I was thinking, stop looking at these comments, stop doing all of this stuff, because it's taking its toll and your productivity is going down, right? So I ignored that voice too, and that showed up within the dream too. So that thought form that I suppressed, that I ignored to interact with people, that thought form showed itself within the dream as the wise man. It took the form and the shape of an old man with a beard. Now, during this time of activity within my projects, I was in a childlike mentality. When I'm in a childlike mentality, I can often think and create more stuff a lot better, which is why it took me back to a form within my past where I had dreadlocks. I was 5 and I was like half my size that I am now, maybe even a third of my size that I am now. And it took me back to when I was climbing the tree within the back garden. Because when you're in that state of mind, you can attract a lot of knowledge. And that's when the dream, my subconscious, decided to depict that knowledge that I was channeling within the now, within these videos, within the Skype calls, within any kind of interaction that I'm having. And it channeled it within an apple tree, because it linked the two. The tree of knowledge that I've heard through scriptures and stories within my life, and within the knowledge that I was channeling within the now, and it coupled the two together and it depicted it. My subconscious changed it within a tree, within the dream of the tree of knowledge. So then the spiders was the next thing. The synchronicity that I keep getting nowadays is whenever someone's trying to attack me, or whether it be verbally through YouTube or whatever means that they can try to get their hands on to just throw digs at me, I always see spiders, like everywhere in my house. The thin ones, the house spiders, and the really thick, ugly ones that would just walk around and just show up out of nowhere. And I made that connection with these synchronistic moments within my life. And that is why my subconscious mind chose spiders to depict the trolls on YouTube, to depict even the scenarios of YouTube, you know, the conversations that make me go into a certain mindset which is very degrading, which is very unproductive of my own productivity and creativity when it comes to me channeling this information to put in video. So it represented a spider. Now I was distracted. So when I do a project, I'm so distracted on the project, I'm so into the project that I don't notice things around me. I don't notice when people need certain amounts of attention. Yes, I admit to that, I'm honest with that. That's because I'm so focused on something, I focus on every little detail and I enjoy it so much that I forget to eat, sleep and drink and do what normal people do, you know? And that is why these spiders decided to take the form of the tree of knowledge, because they would come at me, these people, with knowledge that they so-called know or that they've picked up out of books, and they would use that to wiggle their way in. And then when I'm not looking, they would say something which would just end my train of thought and just ruin whatever project that I'm doing. But that happened before. Then I had the dream. I woke up, laid in bed. I didn't plan anything the next morning which could have diverted my attention, stopping me from sitting and actually remembering the dream. And because of that, I was able to link and decode the imagery that I saw within the dream, because behind the imagery, when you just think of the imagery or the face or the circumstance, or even if you just speak it into an audio when you wake up and listen to it to yourself, you can generally figure out where it was the energy behind what it is that you thought, that thought form that manifested itself. Because when you become lucid within a dream, you have access to all the thought forms behind every construction. Therefore, you have access to tracing back that thought form to its original memory, to its original birthing point within your 3D experience, or the depth of the subconscious mind, which you're not aware of, which is picking up all of these external influences, which then brings it within your dream in order for you to process and sort out and fix you. Your subconscious can warn you if you're suppressing things that you know may happen within the future. It would show up in a dream and warn you. It would warn you to help you make the decision to act on that thing that you may have suppressed. And because I'd interpreted the dream perfectly, because I figured it out, I ended up redirecting my focus back on my project. And I created a system in order to manage my comments, which is really cool, which is why I don't ever look at my comments anymore on YouTube. Not unless I just posted a video, I'll check the first 5 or 10. But otherwise, I wouldn't check them. And I've built up a system where only the people who are important, who are actually into this sort of thing, who are actually serious can contact me. And that's often through my Facebook, and I'll put the links to that in the description below. Okay, so how do you set yourself up for a dream interpretation? How do you acquire the necessary props in order to jot down your dreams? Well, you can buy a dream journal. You can go up on Amazon. I'm sure you can find one there for relatively cheap. Or you could get an audio player. You can use your iPhone or some sort of recording device on your Nokia or whatever hand mobile device you have. And you can actually speak into it as you wake up, which helps a lot. So if you don't want to sit there for ages just writing pages and pages of dreams, of accounts, of experiences, which, let's be honest, by the time you get to the second page, you often forget about what it is that you've remembered the night before. So doing that, investing in your dream journal or some props in order to record your message, is a start. The next would be to listen to those messages. When you listen to them, you can often place certain ideas or certain manifestations within the dream from third dimensional happenings, third dimensional experiences, which could influence or impact whatever it is that you manifest within your dream realm. This could be things from watching Game of Thrones to watching The Walking Dead. I often have dreams of zombies. I have dreams that I'm walking downtown. This isn't real life. I walk downtown and I see people and they're unconscious. They're like zombies, and yet they're paying no attention to me because they can't see me. They can't see that I'm aware. And then I go home, I watch Walking Dead, I then go to sleep. And I'm dreaming that I'm in my town again, only this time I'm surrounded by zombies. And again, they don't know that I'm there. Now, I have been recently working on a lucid dreaming meditation. I've been using certain binaural beats in order to get you into a state of consciousness where you're more aware and self-reflective of your states of being, allowing you to slip into a conscious state of dreamlike, dreamscape mentality, allowing you guys to experience a lucid dream. So check that out. I'll put the links in the description below, or I'll just pop the video up on the screen somewhere. Now, there are some levels of awareness when it comes to lucidity. Most people think that to be lucid, it has to be one state of consciousness within the side of a dream in order to claim the title of lucidity, lucid dreaming. It's not always the case. Being lucid just means being aware. It could be at any given time or any different place. It doesn't just have to be in lucid dreams. You could also become lucid here in 3D, but I'm not going to talk about that in this video. This is pertaining to lucid dreaming. Okay, and yes, you can go from a normal dream to a lucid dream, given that there are certain triggers set in place allowing you to lucid dream. For example, I'm vegan. I don't eat meat or anything that comes from an animal, and yet I've had a dream where I've eaten a ham sandwich, and just feeling the texture and the taste of the ham and seeing it within my hands, within the dream, I thought to myself, wait a second, I don't even eat meat. What's going on here? I must be dreaming. And it automatically wakes me up. It gives me a clarity, a lucidity within the dream to know that I am actually dreaming at that present state of moment. That's just one trigger. Now, another thing that triggers me is my phone. If I've got a different phone than I normally have, instantly I'd figure out that I'm dreaming. I must be dreaming. I don't have something that looks like it was made within the 1990s. You know, if it's got no colored screen and it makes funny noise, and it's not my phone. Yeah. Another thing is people that miss out of place. They shouldn't be there. People who have probably passed on and you've been thinking about them previously. Okay, this is actually a way to use your trigger. If you know someone who's passed on, who's away, and you know you're not going to see them for a long period of time, think about them the night before. Alright, and then think about them so much you can't stop thinking about them, and then just try to force them out of your mind, and that will cause you to suppress them, okay, which will create a thought form. You will then go to sleep, and if they show up within your dream, you've just created a trigger. You've used something that may be not so beneficial, if a distraction within your life, which may cause pain, but if you use it the correct way, you can use it as a trigger to make you lucid within your life. Okay, and if things that show up which shouldn't be there, people that show up in your dreams that shouldn't be there, make you more consciously aware that you may be dreaming, then that would be a way forward. You know, so there's loads of different types of triggers that may spark lucidity. Finding your trigger would be the best thing, and just ask yourself this question right now within 3D. If something had to happen which makes you think I must be dreaming, maybe you've met that girl that I must be dreaming, she's just appeared out of nowhere and all of a sudden I've fallen in love. Are you dreaming? You know, you have to pinch yourself kind of thing, a reality check. Figure out what your triggers are here, which would make you question your reality, and bring them and find new ways to create that thought form and bring that thought form into your dreams to make you lucid. Same way as I just described the person who may be away, maybe they're on business trip for like months, or maybe they've passed away. Think about them till you can't stop thinking about them, and then suppress the feelings, suppress the thought form to the point where you literally dream about them the next night. You know, stuff like that. Using what you already know, using your environment around you, the people around you, the things in your life in order to create a positive change within any experience that you wish to experience to reach your full potential. That is the goal here, okay? Now, a lucid dream has huge amount of benefits. Not only does it make you think about what it feels like to fly and walk through walls and make people do things, make people say things, create somebody who you've never met before. Just do something completely unnatural. The main benefit, which you should be getting from lucid dreaming, the main benefit is to observe your subconscious mind and what's distracting you from the now. Because whatever distracts you from the now, things from the past which you are suppressing, which you are deliberately not looking at, are going to show up within your dreams. They're going to show up in the night following on after you've watched this video. And they're going to show up to give you a call to action. They're going to show up to give you a advantage to observe your subconscious, okay, to observe what's bugging you that you may not be looking at directly over here. It's going to come up. Your inner demons are going to come up for you to resolve, okay? And if you can take advantage of that every night, then sleep doesn't have to be a waste of time. Sleep can be used to motivate you to help progress your mental clarity and your development and your focus. When you've got no distractions in your life, when you've got nothing suppressed within your subconscious mind, it's very easy to attain all of your attention and energy and that focus and direct it one way and make something happen quicker when you're more clearer and able to think properly, okay? So lucid dreaming, the main advantage you need to be getting from it is to defeat suppressed thoughts, to defeat suppressed emotions, okay? If you need to decide something, most people say, I'll sleep on it. There's a reason for that, because if you sleep on it, you've been suppressing, you've been thinking about it the day before, obviously it's going to come up within the dream and it's going to make you easily more able to decide the morning after. So I'm Ryan JC. This is going to be about do it for dreaming and dream interpretation and lucid dreaming. Again, I invite you to check out my new video, which I'll be posting shortly after this one, on how to lucid dream. It's going to be a guided meditation lucid dream, okay? It's going to be, I'm not sure how it's going to be, but it's going to be good. Better than my last one. So check that out. Listen to it. Good stereo headphones, because I will be using binaural beats for this track to get you into a certain state of mind. And I will be talking to you at some point throughout this video. And who knows, maybe I'll stop talking like I did in my last one. Or maybe I'll talk through the entire thing. You'll have to find out. So click on that. I'll put links in the description below, or I'll just pop it up in the screen again somewhere like over here. This has been Your Potential, and I'll speak to you guys pretty soon.